Hey guys, it's Tanner Manson from Future Investing, and today I want to talk to you guys about Coinbase stock. I'm going to be doing a little bit of an analysis on this stock and really start talking about the Q2 results of what this company posted on August 10th. Now, before I go any further, although I am actually a licensed financial security advisor as my full-time job, none of these stocks or topics that we talk about today are in any way my recommendation. This is merely my opinion, and you can choose to do what you wish with this information. Now, if you could, hit the like button down below and subscribe if you want to see more financial content just like this. I do just first want to mention that I do actually own Coinbase stock quite a bit, actually. I'd say it's about medium conviction for me. It's definitely not one of my biggest companies, and it's definitely not one of my smallest. But with that being said, I absolutely do not own any amount of cryptocurrencies. I don't own any Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of these other coins. I know it's a little bit weird to sort of say that I don't actually own any cryptocurrencies, but I own a decent amount of Coinbase. But I think it's just a matter of I'd rather own the farm than the actual wheat. But I won't trim around the bush anymore. Let's jump right into this company and let's see some of the numbers. Let's start off by saying that this stock right now is trading at $256 a share, but that could change drastically right now because this stock is insanely volatile. The price of the stock multiplied by the amount of available shares leads us to what the market cap is, which is the actual full size of the business. In this business, it's $67 billion total. Now, whenever we're comparing the price of this $67 billion Coinbase compared to like 6 months ago whenever it actually IPO'd, the price of the stock was like $400 a share or $100 billion market cap. Completely different, but it's also so dependent on the prices of the coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum because Coinbase makes all their money on the actual transaction revenues. So, for example, whenever the price of the coins are really, really high, the percentage of the coin that they get to take, it stays the same, but the actual amount of dollars go up versus whenever the coin actually lose value in price, they get to still only take, their 0.5 or 1% of the coin every single time it's transacted. And so whenever the price of the coin goes down, they get less money. Obviously, they don't take 1%, they take a lot less, but the actual ratios stay the same regardless of the size of the coin. But out of all the companies that I've researched, this is hard not to ignore whenever I say that companies that print money, like this company is just booming in the amount of money that they're achieving year over year of how much growth they're getting. For example, just 6 months ago, whenever this company was $100 billion market cap, or even now at $67 billion in market cap, this company was founded in 2012. It's not hard to understand why the growth has been so severe. Like, Bitcoin is the highest grossing asset out of any other asset class in the entire history of anything. So whenever you have a company that's reaping the rewards of this certain currency, or now that there's multiples, and that industry is booming year over year, that obviously Coinbase is going to, gain a ton over this growth of this industry. Just this quarter in Q2, they generated $2 billion in net revenue. $1.9 billion of that came from their transactional revenues, where only $100 million came from actual services and subscription revenue for people that are signing up for like Coinbase Pro and these sorts of things. And out of all this money that they're making, which we'll talk about the actual growth of these numbers and everything like that and all the more important aspects of this company, but just their operating margin is about 61%. Which is just insane, right? Because they're not actually doing a physical service or selling a physical product. So obviously, because it is that sort of tech software company, that the margins can stay super high like that. But I think there's numbers that are actually way more important to investors than just, revenues and expenses. It doesn't really show growth. Number of Coinbase users, for example, in Q1 of 2021, I'm not even talking year over year. This is just quarter over quarter, which no other business talks like that. But the growth in this company is so fast that the only way to actually put these numbers into perspective is just doing quarter over quarter. So first off, quarter over quarter, this is 3-month difference. That Q1 of 2021, there was 56 million verified users, where Q2 of 2021, there was 68 million verified users. Okay, that's a growth of 12 million people in 3 months. Now, out of all those verified users, let's actually talk about the key operating metrics of those users. So first off, with monthly transacting users, 1.5 million in Q2 of 2020, where in Q2 of 2021, 8.8 million. That's a year-over-year growth of 487%. I don't even need to tell you how crazy that growth is. Let's continue here though. Trading volume. Q2 of 2020, we had $28 billion, where Q2 of 2021, $462 billion, year-over-year growth of 1,550%. What are we talking about right now? Assets on platform, $26 billion. Q2 of 2021, $180 billion. And year-over-year growth of 592%. I mean, it's almost comical to talk in growth numbers that are this high. And, I'm not saying that because this company has been like 10x growth in year over year that it's going to continue, because obviously now that the market's in trillions of dollars, we still need enough capital in the world to start 10xing from, 1 trillion to 10 trillion. Like it's not going to, expand the way it was before. But this is in no way the end of the actual growth trajectory for Coinbase. And the only thing that's ever going to slow them down at this point is regulations. And we'll talk about that more later, and maybe the risks that could possibly come. But they have more than 9,000 financial institutions that they're starting to deepen their actual relationships with and start to build up their crypto economy, as well as 160,000 different partners that they're partnering with to bring actual like crypto partnerships to their customers. Now these are the numbers that I don't think will be slowing down, because I think businesses are starting to realize that the way forward and what customers want is a little bit of exposure to cryptocurrency markets. And these sort of integrations are happening on a daily basis. You even see places like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan advising their clients to put at least 1% of their assets into the crypto markets. Having 1 or 2% of the actual mainstream large amounts of wealth going into the crypto markets is an insane feat. Just today, that BitPay is actually going to be linked up to Google Pay. So you'll be able to take your Google Pay, app or whatever, and actually spend money from your BitPay wallet. So you can go and buy a pack of gum with whatever, your Bitcoin. But speaking aside from the crypto markets, which I might make a separate video of just my thoughts on crypto in general, like I said, I don't own a single coin or token at all. I just don't believe in that shiny rock idea like Warren Buffett used to talk about owning gold. Like there's a difference between owning a gold mining company and owning actual physical gold. Like I never really liked the idea of owning gold because it doesn't produce anything. Eventually, as Coinbase gets bigger and bigger, eventually it'll be able to actually yield a true dividend. And that's what I want, because there's so many ways of expanding an actual business rather than just a currency. Once you have money, I mean, the money doesn't do anything. It's the actual business owner and the human that has to put that money to work. And with Coinbase, there's a lot of things they're doing to make this money and this crypto money go even further than what it could than just having Bitcoin. Coinbase even said that listing all of the legal currencies that they could completely find would lead to the best way of diversification and the overall, dominancy of this market. At the end of Q2 of 2021, Coinbase had 28 different currencies on their platform. Today, just a couple months later, they have 86 currencies trading right now. And I mean, there's a lot more to go. Binance, for example, they're trading over 500 different cryptocurrencies on their platform. So the road for growth in this company is still a lot going forward. Although, to be truthful, the top 10 currencies do make up like an insanely high majority of the actual amount of transactions. Just Bitcoin and Ethereum take up way over 50% of the crypto space just in those two currencies. But I mean, it only enhances the exchange and the brand to have all the currencies available, just so then, no one has to take money out to go to another exchange to trade on one, coin that they wanted to trade on that their friend told them about. If it's all on Coinbase, they're always going to transact and they're going to have more money here, so then they know that any other opportunity that comes, that Coinbase is going to be there for them to offer them that new product. And I mean, they still need to develop a way bigger international market and start getting into, that sort of space, get a really worldwide business. For the most part, a lot of their business is in North America, as well as integration with other third-party apps that might allow for actual like self-custody and these sorts of things. Now, the part on self-custody is a really, really important part, because it's like that, like even Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk have spoke about self-custody being the most important part of cryptocurrency, is because for them, it's like, it's not just a way to make quick, easy money. It's like, this is the next stage of what currency should be. If you don't have the ability to take your coins out of this like centralized wallet and put it into your own cold storage just for your own safekeeping, then it's not really your own currency. Because if those exchanges were to go down, it would be a very hard time trying to get your coins actually out of those exchanges right now as it speaks, because there isn't a lot of integration and there's not a whole lot of regulation in this space, because we're in still the very early ages of crypto. And that's if regulations don't come in and just completely sweep away the crypto market as it stands. I mean, it's getting to that size where it's like, are they really going to do that to a $1 trillion industry? I'm not saying they couldn't at this point, but I do find it harder. And I don't think that the way that, China, for example, is doing it, that means that that's what, America is going to do. For example, with the internet, China took the internet and they completely made all their own apps, completely, have it government ran. People aren't allowed to have really free speech on their own websites there. And yet America, even though the internet was a threat to us as well, because people could, avoid taxes and do all these shady businesses without actually running it very easily, and they could hide and do all these sorts of things, that America didn't really touch the internet. And for years and years and years, tens of years, that they were not even regulating the internet at all. And it was like this wild, wild west. Now we're seeing that in the crypto markets, right? We're given this huge runway, like 13 years now of just completely wild, wild west in this crypto space. And are they ever going to catch up? Possibly. Are they going to completely disband it and get rid of it? I don't see that happening anymore. Integrating their own digital currencies? Absolutely. Giving tax incentives to use their currencies over Bitcoin or Ethereum? Absolutely. Getting rid of this space entirely and like making it so hard for people to transact in these currencies that they don't want to, I don't see that happening. But off of the regulation space for a second and on to actually why I'm holding Coinbase rather than any cryptocurrencies or any other stock, for example. Maybe this is just a complete waste of my money and opportunity cost, and I should rather be holding something like Apple or Amazon or something like that. First off, if Bitcoin or Ethereum or the crypto market in general grows 20%, then the overall actual transaction revenues and everything like this and custodial fees that, Coinbase actually takes would go up by 20% as well. So there's no risk in terms of actual inflation on the coins than there is on Coinbase. But there's so many other things because this is a business, right? So now we can start to have like cross-selling activities and all these different products and different rewards and all these things. Just here, we have blockchain rewards. This is them actually staking and mining their own currencies, okay? Financing, giving actual margin accounts to people and letting them borrow cryptocurrencies and having them pay us interest for us lending out, enough money for them to buy and take their own risks as they will. Custodial fees is another one. For example, people might not have enough cold storage or all these, sort of massive storage units to store their Bitcoin. So they go, oh, Coinbase, will you hold on to our Bitcoin for us? We'll give you a fee. We'll give you some money and you hold on to our Bitcoin. But whenever we want it, we'll come asking. So we are the custodians for these massive institutions to host their Bitcoin or Ethereum or even full on networks. And we take a small fee for doing so. And then we even have smaller actual Coinbase specific products like Coinbase Card, which is actually a partnership with Visa that allows us to, have that product to actually get out to more consumers and get our name actually, in this payment processing business. Coinbase Cloud, where they actually start to build like this integration software, this one-stop platform for actually developing blockchains in their network, as well as institutional data, where they just, because of the amount of big clients that they have, are just raking in this massive amount of data that not only are they learning on how to, monetize it more often and actually bring in more clients, but they're also selling that data as well. All of this added up is just so many ways to just multiply the gains on an already, explosive high growth industry. I mean, just adding it all up with the price that this company is for the sale that I'm getting on versus, the $100 billion. And I do think Bitcoin will actually continue to have a price rise as institutional onboarding becomes more and more common. Like, for example, you're seeing BlackRock now starting to buy into crypto companies. So many massive institutions. I swear, Berkshire Hathaway is probably the next one coming. But as we have all this institutional onboarding and all these different companies starting to integrate their portion of crypto space, you even see Amazon talking about, starting to have crypto people. They're hiring for crypto people, hopefully to possibly take Bitcoin as payment or even to sell possibly, cold storage as a way to, start doing their own custodial fees and everything like that. If you start to see Amazon holding on to Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these things, the game is over. Like the price of these sorts of things will go absolutely mainstream. It already has, but even bigger than it once was. And Coinbase right now is the first company that I think more than any other company, like MicroStrategies or something like this, like I don't know why you'd want to hold on to that, where all they're doing is just holding on to the coins and possibly staking them. But I rather want the company that actually is the actual exchanges. Like I do the same thing in my own business, being a financial advisor, I want to get paid on not only selling and buying stocks, but also the ability to sell and buy stocks for clients. So then I actually take an additional fee for doing so. It's just multiplying on the thing that I love so much. So why not do that with Coinbase, where they can actually transact on buying and selling Bitcoin and Ethereum, as actual investors, but also do it for other people and take those massive profits on the actual exchanges. It seems a little bit brainless to me at this point. Like eventually you do need to get some crypto exposure. I don't actually believe in the coins in general. I don't know what I would spend it on or anything like this, or even to buy and hold. I mean, I'd rather just do that with the actual equity markets, and they're more leveraged and smarter positioned. And to know more about these these currencies than me, so I might as well, buy someone's expertise that way rather than an actual coin, which I would be buying, uneducated or something like this. I'm not a believer just enough because of the regulation issue to give too much of my account over to crypto, but I am willing to give it over to a financial institution, one that I think eventually will pay dividends. And if they're going to continue to, bring out these 10x growth numbers or possibly 5x or whatever going forward, that I can give up enough money to, reap the rewards of that. And if Bitcoin continues to grow at that rate, that this business will do so as well. Who knows? This might be the first $1 trillion financial institution, and I want to be at least in the runnings whenever it gets there. But anyways, that's just some of my thoughts for now, but I'd love to hear yours. Leave a comment down below on what you guys have been thinking about this stock, if you've been looking into it, if you already own it, or if there's other, crypto stocks or possibly coins that you want me to look into. I'm always willing to look and do a little bit of research. That's my favorite thing to do. It's why I love this channel. But anyway, give me a like on the video down below if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more financial content just like this. I gotta go, but I do appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe trading, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.